Hey, Daniel, can you hear me?
It'd be interesting to see them
Thank you.
color. I think they match her better against color than this one. They'll lose to this. Big. Yeah, I know.
What are you looking at, huh?
A little bit, yeah. Sweet. Sweet.
Famous in my own mind. Did you guys get out and look at anything yet?
We did. We went for a bike ride
On the trail?
On the trail.
Did you go up to Travelers Rest? Did you go? You go north? Oh yeah.
So yeah, you guys were headed that way.
Hey, Phil Perry.
That's a really nice part of the trail. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just, Oh yeah. Oh man.
Can I get, oh, sorry, thanks. Hey, Phil. Come here.
Great time. I think 04, so it's probably been
Thank you.
14, 15 years.
Thank you. Hey, I don't think this is working. Oh, none of them are? Oh, okay. Well, that's really bad. Then I was hoping yours would work. Are you, yeah. I don't know why, but none of them seem to be working, which is not great. So,
Double A was big time. Big time.
who was that? Well, because Hunter and I couldn't get them to work either. I'm trying to make sure that I know who's coming. So nobody else. They're not bringing, okay. Okay. Then hopefully we're good. Well, and Will is texting me about Arkansas, so hopefully we're fine. And I was just trying to double check they weren't bringing anybody else. I feel like that's picking me up. I'm like really far away, but it's still hearing me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these, but I don't think they're. Somebody's hearing you. Yeah, that's what I wonder. I'm just going to turn it off. Maybe I'll go. Actually, yeah, we go swap it out. Put that somewhere where nobody can take it. Yeah, he's not going to bring. Yeah, I think you're right. I didn't change any channels. It must have just been. I just picked it up and turned it on. Well, now it sounds like it's working. Hello, Phil. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I didn't touch it at all, but I didn't even think to I didn't actually know what channel we were on all weekend because I just picked one up and it always worked. So, nope.
Well, we feel very fortunate. I even told Mike that we were awfully lucky. I think we were. I thought the moon and the stars weren't lined properly. Like for the shot clock was winding down and they make a three over a good defense. But inside the 4-minute TV timeout, I think it was 3:47 to play, I told our guys we hadn't won one like this all year long. And that'll be great for us. We've got to be tough. It's got to be with our brain and our heart both. We've got to get stops. We've got to get shots. And Joel got fouled when it was 65-60 and made 2 free throws, cut it 65-62, and then we got to stop. And then we come down, and C.B. McGrath, one of my assistants, and made a suggestion earlier, and I'd remember what he said. So when we had a stoppage of play for something, I told him next time we run secondary, run secondary break slip, and that's when Isaiah got the basket, made it 65-64. And then we get a stop down there, and Isaiah gets fouled and goes to free throw line with a 1-and-1 and makes 2 big free throws. And then we get another stop, and we come down, and I thought Joel got fouled. I'm sure Mike thought that Joel fouled, but he gets it up on the board, and Kennedy tips it in, and that gave us 3. And then we got another stop, and I think Isaiah made a couple of free throws again to make it 5. We had some fouls to waste. The last play of the game, we were actually trying to foul when we came up with a steal when Justin got the layup there. But 2 things enter my mind. One, what I just talked about is how tough and how focused we were to go 12-0. And I don't mind saying, too, we were awfully lucky. But I thought we were very unlucky there for a while during the stretch there. But to go 12-0, and then the other thing is the little rascal over there. Guys, I wasn't sure when I went to bed last night that he would play today. And the first thing I thought of when I woke up this morning was wondering how he felt. You can look at his stat sheet. It doesn't look great when you're 2 for 13. But he's a tough little nut out there today and helped us in every way possible. The ball didn't go in the basket for him, but I thought he was something. And Kennedy with 11 rebounds, and I think that's said in the locker room that gave him over 1,000 rebounds for his career. And so can't say anything negative about anybody on my team. Loved the way they competed, and feels awfully nice right now. And I don't mind saying I feel a little lucky, but every now and then I knock in a long putt too.
All right, we're going to get started with questions for the student athletes. Remember, we have mics on either side of the room, so please raise your hand, give us your name and your affiliation, and address which student athlete you'd like to speak with. In the back.
Roy Adhart in Greensboro.
Excuse me, I think they want you to do the players first.
Yeah.
Can you do the players first, Ed?
Yeah, I think he's just
Because
giving
we're
his
trying
name.
to get them.
All right, Kennedy, would you ask Coach Williams?
Guys, I'm doing this for a reason, seriously, and I've known you for 100 years. But think of this, they're sweaty and smelly. They need to get in there and shower. I am not showering. I'll remember your question, too.
Should I go?
Yes, please.
Zach Brazil, New York Post for Joel. You talked a lot about getting back to the championship game and getting redemption. There were large stretches of that second half where it looked like you guys might not get out of here. What clicked in those last 4 minutes, especially defensively? What changed this game?
Yeah, well, when coach is talking, I try to do my best to try to remember what he says. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, when we had our scout in our meeting room, he told us what we're going to do is we're going to get a stop, and then we're going to go down and score. We're going to get a stop, we're going to go down and score, and we're going to get a stop and go down and score. And that's what we did that last 3 minutes. We went 12-0, and that's exactly what he said. And I just told my teammates to believe that we were going to win the game. That's why I got it tattooed on the inside of my arm, and that's what you have to do. You got to believe. And Coach says the same thing, and that's what we did the last 4 minutes. And, sometimes you need games like that, and that's what Coach said. We haven't had a game like that in a while, so now we know that we can win a game when we're down, 5 with 3 minutes to go. So.
Yeah, hey, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. For both of you guys, Daryl Macon obviously was big off the bench, 19 points, then he cramped up. What'd you think of his playing when he had to leave there for several minutes? How do you think that impacted Arkansas?
Well, I think he did a great job of getting the shot off. I know he drew a couple fouls from three-point line and kind of got him going. And Coach had mentioned that he had scored like 10 points in like 3.5 minutes or something like that. So he was definitely one of the guys we wanted to contain the best way we could. And when he got out the game, I think they kind of didn't have that three-point threat, I guess you could say, because he does great creating the shot and stuff like that. So I just think we, together for us as Carolina, we came together at the end of the game, and we really did a great job of getting stops.
Joel, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, just picking up back what he said. We just did a great job at the end of defending. He came back in, and I think we did a good job of containing him. One time he came off a ball screen, and Kennedy got up and just had a hand up, and he ended up shooting the air ball. So I think towards the end we dug in, and we knew that he was hot and that he was capable of, hitting the three. So we just tried to take away that. And the easiest thing is just deny him the ball and not let him get it, and I think we did a good job of that.
Guys, Tech spit through WWNC in Asheville. Either of you guys can answer this. Last 2:56, I think it was, you guys went on a 12-0 run. It appeared that happened at the same time that the Tar Heel fans in the crowd woke up. How did that play into anything with you guys? Did you guys feel any extra energy from the crowd from the last 3 minutes of that game?
I'll go. Our crowd got into it, but it was just because we changed our play, and they saw us digging in on the defensive end, and they were just behind us. And, they've done a great job of supporting us this year. Even though we're in South Carolina, they all came out. And I think once they saw us digging in on the defensive end and playing better, they got involved. It's hard to get involved when the team's not playing well. So, like Coach said, we played better, and they got involved, and it helped us out, and it pushed us through. So.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. For either of the players, Coach used the word fortunate and lucky a few times. Do you guys feel fortunate and lucky to still be alive?
I definitely think we feel blessed just because of how hard we worked. I think Coach pushes us every day in practice, especially on the defensive end, to get better and better each time. And we have a drill, 86-80, where you're down 3 points and you got to find a way to – 3 minutes and you down 6. What did I say?
You said 86-80 down 3.
Oh.
He's better in math than that. 86-80, we're down with 3 minutes to play.
So I think that's where we definitely came into play today, and I think we did a tremendous job of remembering the things that we do in practice to capitalize on those opportunities.
The last 7 possessions, we scored 6 times. The last 7 possessions, they didn't score, so that's some toughness there, too. Yeah, I'll still say I feel lucky, but you know what? Luck is when, what's that old saying, preparation meets opportunity, and guys stepped up and made some plays, too.
Joel, do you have anything to add to that?
Just say no.
No, sir. No, ma'am. Sorry.
Any additional questions for the student athletes? One in the back.
Joel, just a quick question here. The last few games have not been your best shooting performances of the season. Are you thinking about doing anything differently in preparation for the Sweet 16?
Definitely not. Sometimes the ball doesn't go in. Sometimes it does. And I felt like I started out the game. I hit 2 threes in the first half, but it just wasn't falling for me. But way back early in the season when I had that bad game at Miami, Coach told me, don't let, the ball going in dictate how you're playing. So I just tried to help my team out in different ways. I had assists. I was trying to dig in on the defensive end, and I just took that lesson and I just I learned from it, and that's what I'm trying to do. And it helped us today. I mean, it just wasn't falling for me, but I felt like for myself, I helped my team out in a different way.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. For the two players, I guess it's be Joel again. Your defense changed dramatically in the last 4 minutes. Is it the fact of looking at the scoreboard and seeing, hey, if this doesn't change, our season's ending? How do you explain the defense going from what it was for large segments of that game to the way you guys played it the last 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, I think we just dictated what we wanted them to do instead of letting them attack us, and we're trying to just do what they want to do. And I think in those 3 minutes, we did a good job of just forcing them into bad shots. The shot clock got down late, and they just took bad shots. And, I mean, we're capable of playing great defense like that, but sometimes we just take plays off, but this isn't the time to do that. But that last 3 or 4 minutes, we did a good job of just digging in and just realizing, winner stays and the loser goes home.
Joel, can you fill a little bit of your thoughts into that question too?
I think he wants both. Oh, sorry, I couldn't even see who was talking.
Now you're even. He said yes, sir, to you, and you called him Joel, so we're even.
Sorry, I can't see who was talking.
Do I have anything to add? No, ma'am, I do not.
Isn't life great when you win?
Is there any other questions for the student athletes? Scott in the back.
Yep.
This will be quick. Scott Fowler from the Charlotte Observer. But Kennedy and Joel, can you both describe the whatever that was that Joel's your shot, and then Kennedy's tip in that was key there late?
Well, I think Joel showed a great deal of savvy for trying to get the ball to the goal because he knew that me and Isaiah would be on the offensive glass, and it just so happened to be in the right positions. And Coach always tells us to, when the shot goes up, to try to get in front of the defender, and we have an easier rebound. So that's what I did, and the ball just fell in my hands.
Yeah, it was a horrible shot on my part, but I just tried my best to get it up on the backboard, and just so happened Kennedy was there to make up for it. So I got to thank him for that.
Joel said he meant to pass it that way. They didn't give you an assist, though.
Yeah, I know. It's all good.
All right, thanks.
All right,
you guys
guys,
can
thank
return to the locker room.
Eddie, where'd Eddie go?
Thank you, guys.
All right, he left. Okay.
All right, we'll start back here.
Nicole Auerbach, USA Today. Roy, Theo was saying in the locker room that the team learned that it can win this type of game and it hadn't been in a game like that where it needed to do that. What are those lessons that you learned from your team when you win a game like that?
Well, I think it gives you confidence first. I think it also teaches you to play every single possession. I told them, don't look at the score, just play every possession. Let's get the best shot we can get. Let's get a stop on the defensive end, and let's do it again. And I did. I pushed it a little bit. I was a little fired up about being involved. Lose yourself in the game. There's so much time to play. And, again, I think it was 3:47. You guys may have a play-by-play. I think it's 3:47 on the clock when we had the timeout. But I think you gain so much from that because the more you focus, the more you concentrate, the harder you play, good things are going to happen to you. And then, again, we got good shots except for that one possession. And we work on tips every other practice. We've done it 46 times this year because we've had 92 practices. And Kennedy could have caught it with both hands. It would have made me feel a heck of a lot better if he hadn't just tipped it with his left hand, but it went in.
Avash Ty-Hurt with Carolina Blitz. Coach, we hear a lot about Joel Berry and Justin Jackson and their leadership on this team, but Kennedy Meeks has come up big. So can you talk about his leadership and his role on the squad as a leader and senior?
Yeah, Kennedy does see the big picture. He's very, very bright. I was very upset with him at half because he had all kinds of shots around the basket, and he was, hurrying his shot like he was being intimidated and missing easy ones around. So I jumped him a little bit at that time, and but I thought he did do a better job and was much better defensively for us in the second half, particularly the last 3 or 4 minutes. But when you think about it, having over 1,000 rebounds in your career, he's been a big-time player for us for a long time.
Yeah, Coach, down here, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. I was wondering what you thought of Macon's play. I guess he cramped up and had to leave for several minutes. Maybe how you think that impacted the game when he had to go out.
Well, I think the guys said it well. He was really hurting us. But he made 10 points in 3 possessions. He made 3 right in front of me. He got fouled because we didn't get him picked up. We had a mistake on the matchups. Then Kennedy fouled him and he made 3. And then Kennedy didn't get up to him and he made 3. So he scored 10 points on 3 possessions. And so we talked at halftime, he had 12 points, but we gave him 10 of them on 3 possessions. And we needed to get up to him. You can't allow somebody to jump up and shoot it in your face, and you can't foul if the guy's shooting a 3-point shot. I noticed that he was out at that point. I didn't know he was cramping up or anything like that, but I think that he early, I think he made 2 or 3 baskets the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half too. So late he didn't make much, and that was probably because of his legs. And for us, I can't worry about somebody else's problems because I was worried about Joel Berry going 2 for 13 because he didn't have his legs under him either. But it was big for us that he got hurt.
Back to my right.
Coach Greg Peterson from the Paladin. In the first half, you shot 40% from 3, and the second, you shot 14.3%. What led to that change?
Neither one of them are very good. 4 for 10 is not what if we could do that and make it 8 for 20, I'd take it. But you got to credit Arkansas's defense. I think they were the dominating factor until the last 4 minutes of the game. And to me, I think that their defense was stronger than our offense. They got us rushing shots. We had a couple wide open there. I thought Justin missed a wide open one from the corner, and then they go down and make a 3 immediately. So we missed some, but we made some too. As a matter of fact, I was looking, it says that Nate Britt was 0 for 2. I thought he had made a 3 from the far corner one time, but I guess it was a 2.
We'll take a final question in front.
Yep.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Coach, the defense the last 3.5 minutes, what did you see as kind of what changed your defense? Was it just because the guys finally realized the season was on the line?
No, we were more active. We did a better job of the screen on the ball. The big guy was getting up there. We did a better job of getting over the screen. Again, Mike knows this better than I do because I don't coach his team. Maybe they got a little conservative, and then when the shot clock's winding down, then all of a sudden those shots get to be more difficult. And we did have, I don't think anybody had a wide open shot in the last 4 minutes. Every shot they took was challenged. I thought they went to the monitor to see if we had partially blocked that when it went out, but Kennedy said he didn't touch it, and then it just went out. Okay, guys, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have different people here than what? I think that's who they told me was coming, but sorry. Let's see. Sorry. That's who I had. Sorry. Thank you.
She gotta put it with a tape on. You can't put it in, just put it right here.
Got it. Sorry. Thanks.
Coach is on his way up.
Okay. All right, we'll do a brief opening statement from Coach and then questions for the student athletes first, please.
Well, we came to dance, and we didn't come to do the one step. We wanted to bust up some brackets here today, and close, close don't get it done. And but congratulations to North Carolina. They They made the plays they had to. They got to the free throw line an awful lot of times. But at the end of the day, I just thought they made more plays than we did. I thought we had some bad decisions making going down the stretch, and you can credit that to their defense, but you also can credit to our guys just making the wrong decision. I just thought we ran out of time. Heck of a ball game. Again, a lot of people had us even dead and buried in this game here, but these guys here, they're hurting right now, and they're hurting for the right reason. And they came in here to win it and move on in the NCAA tournament. So disappointed in that, but I'm so proud of these guys and what they've done this year, even as we come to the conclusion of some of our guys' careers. Moses, Dusty Hannons, and, of course, Emmanuel Watkins. Those guys have meant a whole lot to our program. These two guys here, they've been here for the 2 times we've been in the tournament to play North Carolina. It was a distinct different than it was the last time we played. It was a big time difference. So congratulations to them. But I'm telling these guys here, Daryl, the whole team, I'm real proud of these guys and what they came out and accomplished this year.
Yeah, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat. Is that Darryl? Looked like you were cramping up. What was the problem, and how frustrating was that? Because you obviously had it going, and then you had to sit out for a while. And I assume you weren't 100% when you came back in.
It happens. I don't know how I started cramping. It just happened. I wish I was out there to help my team win. You know, it hurts losing like this, but you know, it is what it is.
Played hard. That's why he played hard. He left his heart out there on the floor. I think that's what causes cramping. And we saw a lot of our guys. They left it on the floor. You agree with that?
Yeah, I guess maybe for all 3 guys. I mean, you had them 65-60. Did you think you got them, and kind of what do you think happened those last about 3.5 minutes that turned it?
No, I don't think we thought we had them. We just, we didn't execute on offense down the stretch, and we turned the ball over a few times. And like I said, we didn't execute when we had the lead, and we maybe kind of played on our heels a little bit instead of attacking and trying to score. But we just didn't execute down the stretch, and that's on us.
If the other guys could talk about that too. And Darryl, when you came back in, you got the ball, but they were just swarming you. How tough a possession was that with about, a minute something left? And if Moses could talk about the end of the game too.
Just like Coach said, we didn't execute at the end of the game, and we didn't get some stops that we needed. And that's how they won the game.
Darryl, you came back in, but they just swarmed you. That you had to kind of heave up a 3 there with the shot clock running down. What was that possession like? Obviously, a tough deal.
Obviously, we just dribbled the ball into the shot clock, ran down, and I had to just jack something up just to get it out of my hands. We didn't come out and execute that possession as well as we have been doing the entire game. So, you have those type of plays, and I just had to get it out of my hands, so I shot it.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Was Carolina's defense, was their intensity different those last 4 minutes of the game? Seemed like they, kind of realized their season could be on the line there late.
Can you repeat that?
Do you think Carolina's defense changed the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game? It seemed like they picked up the intensity and were doing things differently.
No.
I think it was on us. They're a great team, and they backs against the wall, and they made the plays to win the game. They're in 1 seed, so and they showed it, but I just think it was we didn't execute, and that's that. We had the game, but we just didn't make the right plays down the stretch.
David Rogers, Blowing Rock News, Gateway Network News. 6 minutes to go or so in the first half, you guys were down by 14 or 15 points, I believe. And as Coach indicated, a few people, I think, were writing you off at that point. What kind of adjustments did you make midstream there to get back into it and make a game of it?
Who did you want to answer that? Who did you ask that question?
I guess the players.
I take that. We've been down before. We've been down several times during the season. We've been down on the road, 15 on the road, 12 on the road. So it doesn't matter. The way we play, if we get stops, we're gonna score. And I feel like that's what happened. And coach put some people out there that had some energy, and we got in our press, and we got some steals, and we had to run. If we get some stops, we're gonna score, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I mean, like Mo said, I mean, we started playing our brand of basketball. We got down 16 or whatever it was, and we got some energy guys in there and started playing real Razorback basketball, real Hog basketball, and that's what got us in the game. We went to what we've been doing all year, and we never panic when we get down.
We'll take one final one for the players.
This is for Manny, a two-parter, if it's okay. I thought Beard played his best game in a long time, and Bailey played a lot of minutes. If you could comment on each one of those guys' contributions tonight?
I mean, they came to play. The big stage, and they weren't scared, obviously. They came, gave it all they had, played hard, and I mean, that's all you can say. They just played hard, and they were ready to play.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll start over here.
Yeah. Well, Mike, if Daryl doesn't cramp up, do you think that there's a different outcome? And how much did that impact you guys when you had to come out there at crunch time?
Well, I think he played so hard, he just cramped up, and that means it's got to be somebody else to step up for us. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, you can say that all you want to. I mean, we had some guys out there that could have made the plays, and unfortunately, we didn't make them.
Hey, Mike, Mark Bradley from Atlanta. I'm guessing you probably noticed that you didn't get the bonus during the game. Yeah.
We've shot 8 free throws. Yeah, I noticed that. And I know North Carolina plays good defense. They don't play great defense. I mean, you had 3 fouls, and we were an attacking team. We were attacking. I mean, there were some opportunities where we were in a fast break mode. We're attacking and getting to the basket. So, but that's, it was called that way, and of course our guys got to play through that. So.
But, okay, so you did get that part. I kind of figured you would. But what was your view of the Joel Berry play that ended up with Kennedy Meeks tipping the ball in?
I thought he ran over one of our guys. If he didn't, he traveled. He did 1 or 2. I thought he did the 1 step. I couldn't hardly see it, but I know we had a guy that was in place there, and then he had tipped it in, and I think that gave them a 3-point lead. I thought we had played pretty good defense at that time. That wasn't the difference in the game. I just thought, we had some bad turnovers at the wrong time, or we didn't get a good shot. And as you said, we didn't even get to the free throw. We weren't even in a 1-on-1. We were 3 fouls. And the first one was probably called in the first minute of the second half. So there's a lot of things you can look back and say that. But at the end of the day, they survived and they advanced.
Mike, I was wondering if you could first talk about how you thought Beard played, and maybe he helped with Daryl down a little bit, and then you played Adriel Bailey a lot of minutes. What went into that? And he seemed like he handled it pretty well.
Well, those 2 guys came in that period where I think someone was talking about what took place in that first half. We were down 14. We put some energy guys in there who were focusing on the defense and just really just disrupting them. And then we got our fast break going, and we started deflecting passes, and all of a sudden the game sped up. And that's more to our liking, and Adriel was a part of that. So we started him off the second half as well. But I thought Beard, that looked like the old Beard that helped us out there leading, calming guys down, making big plays, just getting dirty. I thought we got dirty, but just unfortunate we didn't pull it off.
Mike, I guess just the great season, tough ending. Just how kind of would you sum up the season and maybe look ahead a little bit?
Well, it's kind of hard to sum it up right now. I'm real kind of pissed. No, I'm kind of not necessarily ticked off, but it's just one of those things that you had something in your hand and you let it get away. But I thought these guys gave me everything they had. I mean, when you think about what they had a special year. And when you're talking about 7 guys who've never done a Razorback uniform to come in and mesh in with 5 or 6 guys that were holdovers from last year, and to win 26 games, I think the second most in the last 20-some-odd years. And not only that, took probably one of the top teams in the country, led them for the most part in a game in the NCAA tournament to go to the Sweet 16. playing good basketball. I thought our defense, offensively, we probably weren't in sync, but I thought our defense in the second half in this particular game was outstanding, even the first half. I mean, we had North Carolina on their heels for the most part, but they did what an experienced team do. They made the plays going down the stretch. And when you look at our team, we did some of the things that an inexperienced team does in this format, because you got to remember, this is a one and done. It's over with. It's a different pressure than, let's say, the SEC tournament or a regular season game. And but these guys here, I'll tell you what, they're a special group. I think the Razorback Nation and even the nation that got a chance to see them, you know, 'cause a lot of people didn't even think we had a chance coming in here. But I beg to differ. I know my guys. I know me. I like to win. So so I'm proud of them for coming out and really just leaving it all on the floor. I mean, it was an up and down game, but we just came up a little short.
All right, we'll take one final question if there is one. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.